time than my own. But yeah, there is a little bit of a misunderstanding. It depends on who you talk to. My parents are really understanding. But then again, my mom is known as the cool mom in my group of friends. She's the one who goes out with her friend and watches her get a tattoo. Or she snuck me into a drag show once in Vegas when we were on a family vacation. I was 2 weeks shy of 17, and you had to be 17 or older to get in. But it just depends on who you were raised by, and it also dictates what kind of person you are. There's just a lot of different factors.
Last question is, the media seems like it's so vulgar and violent and crude, and the average household has a TV on 8 hours a day, so that must have some kind of impact that people are reading or seeing Gossip Girls and Mean Girls and the reality shows where people are duking it out in mean ways.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you have to give us a little bit of credit. We're not just mindless sponges sitting in front of the television for hours. I mean, I know a couple people who are legitimately addicted to the television and they fall asleep with it on. Okay, one person. But this person is over 50 years old, just saying. But I think that we are able to discern, and we're disgusted by it. I think a lot of people are disgusted by it.
Oh, I'm happy to hear
that. We are seeing documentaries like Killing Us Softly and America the Beautiful, and we are realizing this, and we're feeling patronized by a lot of the media that we're being fed, like Jersey Shore. What the heck? And
it's a reality show about real people, or what is it about?
None of these are real, and we all know that they're not real people. It's just following this party girl around and watching her get drunk and throwing up in people's hair.
Oh, delightful.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think a lot of us, we enjoy more, Family Guy is really popular, and South Park, and I think the reason it's so popular is that, A, it appeals to both women and men, but B, it's willing to tackle subjects that a lot of people are uncomfortable with, and a lot of the older generations look at it and they're like, whoa, this is crude and obscene and disgusting, I want it off right now. But at the same time, the Family Guy, they wrote this musical number making fun of the FCC, and it was brilliant. And they tackle marijuana legislation and gay marriage, they tackle social issues on these programs, which, a lot of people get distracted by the vomit and the sex and the violent scenes that drag on for no particular reason, which Family Guy does a lot to make fun of those action scenes. They will take the violence and they'll drag it out for literally, I think one sequence was like 10 minutes, making fun of the fact that some shows are like that and that it's exhausting and boring. And so I think a lot of adults they don't take the time to absorb the media as we're doing, and they look at it and all they see is what they expect to see. And
they don't read the subtext.
Mm-hmm, I think that's what they see in social media a lot. They see things like, I got an Akataka burrito, woo! Or, oh my gosh, that prom dress is so pretty, I wish it wasn't the same price as my car. And they're not seeing the posts about, Coney 2012, or, or It Gets Better. A lot of people share those links, and they just see what they expect. And
are you seeing stuff going around about reproductive choice limitations?
It's a little bit hard for me as a high school student because I think a lot of women are afraid of being seen, like if they speak out about contraceptives, they're afraid people will assume that they are sexually active and therefore a whore. because of the way that sex education is handled in our schools, which is, I'm not sure yet because I haven't had that unit yet, but almost strictly abstinence only. Almost. I looked in my textbook. Unless our teacher is going to bring in outside resources, it is a strictly abstinence-only textbook. It doesn't show you where the clitoris is. It doesn't say anything about female orgasms, or birth control, or condoms.
So we're living in Victorian age, I guess.
Yeah, well, people are getting their education from, well, Family Guy.
Are they?
No, Family Guy doesn't talk about the pill because it is more centered around the male, how males see things, and they don't tackle women's issues as much, but mostly because that's not their audience. But I think, you know, a lot of people are really frustrated by it, but at the same time they're feeling shamed for being sexually active, where according to their textbook they shouldn't be even touching boys in their private square.
But it's a double standard because the boys don't feel like they'll be considered whores. Right?
Yeah, exactly. They're fine, but they also don't have to worry about getting pregnant. So, who knows? It's just, that's my main frustration at the moment, because it just seems so simple. The condom is widely regarded by historians as the greatest human invention of all kind, simply because it allows us to stop being baby machines and start building better houses, you know, and start using our times for other things. I mean, if people in ancient Egypt never stopped, having babies, they wouldn't be making these discoveries about astronomy or, contemplating these philosophical questions that they were. And, it's that old. That technology is that old. And so I don't understand why I guess the condom isn't really under attack. But birth control is just, I don't understand why something that basic is being torn out from under our feet. And it's important to a lot of teens, because I'm worried that if a Republican is elected to office in the 2012 elections, that they will pass legislation that will almost make it impossible for underage girls to get birth control.
Or an abortion.
Abortion, flat out, no. But no, birth control.
At Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, I take birth control. I need, it's necessary, trust me. And I don't, why would, it directly threatens me, and I get flustered just thinking about it, because I just want to punch someone in the nose whenever that comes up.
Well, that's a good motivation to organize young voters to be registered and to vote in the 2012 elections.
Yeah, but I know people who aren't voting. My friend is going to be 18, and she's not going to vote. Because she doesn't care. At least that's what she said. I don't know her that well, but come on. She's leaning to the more conservative side, so she can stay home anyway. But at the same time, I know people who are signing up to be volunteers at the polls, and to be poll workers, which has a spectacularly funny double meaning to high school students. But at the same time, they're really eager to be a part of it. I think I'm going to be a poll worker because I'm going to be a month too young to vote in the next presidential election. So,
But before that, it's getting out the vote, the registering people. That's, to me. Then there's a new campaign I heard about called, it's something about getting her to vote. It's aimed at young people. I mean, young women.
Young women.
Young women.
I don't think that women are exactly less political than anyone else. So, I see dissatisfaction from both males and females. But
okay, Zoe, thank you very much.
I know you have to go.